So, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. I just got done watching it, and I gotta say, I'm emotional right now. This was such an amazing roller coaster experience to go on. The hype and the build up for Once and Always has been crazy. Was it worth it? Definitely. Did I enjoy it? Most definitely. And will I watch it again? Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it again. I'm going to do a few watch parties and watch it before I go to sleep tonight. I had a lot of fun with this special, and I'm glad I got to watch it when it dropped on Netflix. Now, this video is going to contain spoilers for Once and Always, so if you haven't watched it, click off this video while you can, or pause this video and go finish watching Once and Always, or go watch Once and Always and then come back and check out this review, because this video is most definitely going to contain spoilers. Now, I just gotta say, this special was freaking amazing as it celebrated 30 years of Power Rangers. Seeing this cast and these characters come together again is an awesome reunion. And even though they couldn't get back everyone we wanted, it was still amazing seeing Rocky and Kat get the chance to shine in this special. But not only that, Charlie Kirsch as Min was freaking amazing as well, because we got to see her shine as an actor, and she did an amazing performance in this special. She killed it, I want to say, in my opinion. She killed it. And I'm hoping if we get to see this character again, she'll reprise the role later down the line. As, spoilers, she's the new MMPR Yellow Ranger as she carries on the legacy for Trini, which was something I kind of knew they would end up doing. She would inherit Trini's powers as MMPR Yellow. But either way, I freaking love this special. So, straight off the bat, it jumps right into the action with the battle with Robo Rita. And a lot of people were questioning how Robo Rita came to be, and that is, you actually find out, and their explanation was really interesting. So, Zordon got destroyed in Power Rangers in Space, and Billy has been trying to resurrect him and bring him back, because they've got the old tube that Andros slashed, and he's been trying to find sources of his energy across some space and time and stuff like that, and he's trying to find it. And he almost finds a signal, but it's not Zordon, it's actually Rita's evil waves that was scattered after she was purified. It's weird Power Rangers logic, but I get it. Her evil remains were scattered across space and time, so she possesses Alpha 8, and then Alpha 8 becomes Robo Rita. So for those wondering how Rita or how Robo Rita came to be, that's the explanation, and I get it. So it's not Alpha 5 in this special, it's Alpha 9. What was also really cool about this special is you get to see the lives of the Rangers after MMPR, although the battle with Robo Rita is when they're much older, but it was cool to see their lives as, post MMPR. Zach is a member of Congress, but he stepped down to look after Min after Trini's death, which Walter killed it in this special. In my performance, everyone did really great acting, but Walter was really freaking great. That scene where him and Billy are discussing if they should tell Min the news about a Rita killing Trini, Walter's killing it. He's dead serious, and you believe it for a second with the conversation they're having, where Zach is sticking to Zordon's beliefs and knowing that they can't tell anyone about the rules. I love that back and forth. That was some emotional drama. Kat is a mom because she looks after JJ, so that's kind of cool. Rocky is a firefighter, but they never dive into it. When he gets picked up by the teleportation, he's got the firefighter helmet, and he's got the Chinese food that he was reheating up, but they never dive into why or how Rocky became a firefighter. But like I said, it was really cool to see Rocky with his time to shine in this movie, where he actually gets a good few W's in this movie, where he's the one that gets the kill on Robo Minotaur, he gets the finishing blow, but not only that, he also kicks the crap out of some putties as well, really coolly in this movie, which I enjoyed as well. But Billy's the interesting one, because Billy's back on Earth now. He's no longer on Aquitar. They don't really explain how he came back to Earth or why he came back to Earth, but it seems that he's still in that relationship with the Aquitian that he met, so they kept that in mind. But Billy has sort of become this, I want to say Tony Stark-esque figure in the Power Rangers universe with Cranston Tech, where the new command center is underneath his like industry that he's got on the beach, which that command center we see in the trailer is like apparently Billy's company that's like on the beaches of New Zealand, which is kind of funny because there's like all this car park, like there's this thing where Min's trying to pick a vehicle that have a hero moment, and you just see all these like cars parked on the beaches of New Zealand. So that got a laugh out of me. Because you expect like a fancy car park, but no, it's just parked on the beaches of New Zealand somewhere. But yeah, Billy's like sort of like the head of his tech company that he made, and underneath like the building is the command center. Like he even says like his employees don't know what he does down here. So that's fascinating that Billy's sort of been building all of his tech for the last couple of years for God knows how long, but I would love to learn about that backstory. But not only that, it opens the doors that we're probably going to be seeing Billy in Cosmic Fury, because Billy chooses not to go back to Aquitar in this special, and he chooses to stay behind. So we could be seeing Billy in Cosmic Fury, you never know. Now, the SBA thing is, it didn't get touched on a lot in this special, but we know from a bit of dialogue that it's leading into SPD, because there's a scene where Johnny says, oh, thank you for that, Adam says, thank you for that cloning technology, because it really helped us against the Trubian Empire. And I quickly had to grab my phone because it's been a while since I've seen SPD. I was like, wait, was that the name of the villain faction in SPD? And I grabbed my phone, I looked at it, I was like, oh shit, it is. That's a really good deep cut. So I'm guessing that SPD is about to form, or this is like a different branch of SPD, because SPD is like a couple of years from now in the future if you follow the main Power Rangers timeline. So I do like that wink and a nod to SPD, but not only that, with this special, there's a lot of wink and a nods to the Power Rangers franchise with all the different like Easter eggs and stuff like that. There's a scene where Min is about to square down with Robo Rita, and she does the Mantis fighting style that Trini did in that one episode of MMPR. That was a really cool callback. I really like that. Like, if you're paying close attention, there's a lot of cool Easter eggs and throwbacks with this special, and that's what I love about it. Like, if you're a hardcore Power Rangers fan, you'll notice all these little Easter eggs and callbacks. If you're a casual fan and you remember watching MMPR, you'll still remember some of the stuff, and it's really cool, because I know that IGN like shat on this, like gave it a 6 out of 10, saying, oh, it's too corny. Like, it's fucking IGN. Who takes IGN seriously these days? Not me, that's for sure. And that's what I like about this special. Like, it still has that Power Rangers camp to it, but it still has some dark moments. I mean, they kill off Trini within the first 5 minutes of the special. And I gotta say, those first, like, couple of action sequences where Billy is fighting Robo Rita on, like, the hill of New Zealand, like, near the beach side, that was really freaking cool. I mean, Robo Rita, because she's a robot, they go all out with the violence, with how much they can hit her. Like, she gets her face carved in the fight with Billy. Billy's the one that stabs her through the chest, which is freaking brutal, but she's a robot. You can do that. She ain't bleeding. Like I said, this has Power Rangers campiness to it, like with silly one-liners, but that's what we love about the franchise and the series with what we grew up with, but it can still like be serious with its action scenes and stuff like that. Like, but not only that, it's the characters and the growth they learn in the special, like when Min thinks that she can just pick up a morpher and start morphing, but then Zach gives this big speech on what it means to be a ranger. Like, this movie does have its, like, serious moments, like, where Min sort of lashes out at Billy saying, you're the reason why Mom's dead. And Billy's like, like, Billy's, like, horrified, because this is before you find out what happened with Robo Rita, before we get that flashback. And Billy's like shooken by it, and then when he finds, like, we learn the flashback, then you can understand why he's got that guilt and why Trini's dead, because he feels guilty that Robo Rita was brought into this world. So that's something. One thing I'm kind of disappointed about is, like, they don't form the power blaster to defeat Robo Rita. Zack just grabs, like, the cannon for his axe and just blast her, which was still a really cool scene, because, like, they do use the power daggers to hold her down, like, in the Moon Palace, which was really cool as well. They got to fight Rita on the Moon Palace. That's where the final battle takes place, and it's really freaking sweet as they fight Robo Rita. Not only that, the Megazord, oh my God, that Megazord transformation. Yes, it's CGI. Does the CGI look a little bit off? Here and there. But it, like, the fight scene looked a bit weird here and there. But still, it was glorious to see the Megazord scene recreated in CGI. Like, it looked good. Like, it looked really freaking good. seeing it recreated. Better CGI than the freaking 1990, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. But it was really, I think, the Snizzard CGI looked really weird because it's big monster CGI, but Megazord CGI looked freaking sweet. Seeing that Megazord sequence recreated gave me goosebumps, because I didn't know they'd go the extra mile and recreate the entire Megazord sequence from when the dinosaurs come out of their volcanoes in their respective place, when we see the T-Rex rising. That gave me goosebumps. And then when you see the tank mode forming into the Megazord battle mode, that was awesome. That was freaking cool seeing that. That kicked ass. I loved seeing that. But like I said, this was a coming of age story for Min as she carried on the legacy of the Yellow Ranger. And it was a nice moment as she's going to carry on the legacy of Trini and her mother, which was a really nice moment. But I really enjoyed this special, seeing where these characters I grew up with and where they are now. That's really nice. If there's one thing that pulls at my heartstrings is seeing characters you grew up with and seeing them where they are now. I mean, that's why Pokemon ending was such an emotional heartbreak for me, because a character you've been following for 25 years is retiring. But seeing these Ranger characters show up again and seeing them on the big screen again is really freaking cool, because I grew up with these characters. I idolized these characters growing up, and just seeing them again, together again, is really freaking cool. Now, could this special have been different if they were able to get Austin St. John, Jason Devon Frank, and Amy Jo Johnson? Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like it would have probably been a very different special, but the premise would have been the same, of Min's coming of age story as she carries on the legacy of the Yellow Ranger. But it was great to see Steve Cardenas and Catherine Sutherland again in this special, because they were great. Like I said, Rocky didn't get jobbed out, Kat had a moment to shine in this special, and it was cool seeing all these different Ranger actors coming together and interact. I mean, we got to see Zach and Rocky interact in this special, which when they showed off sort of the very first teaser preview for this, Walter and Steve mentioned that they had never worked together before, and seeing them work together and play off their chemistry was pretty great in this special. They got to have moments like that in this special where they got to work off each other, and I feel for what we got with this special, it was great, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I really got a kick out of this special, and I'm hoping we get another one for the 40th or the 50th anniversary of Power Rangers if it's possible. I mean, I really freaking enjoyed this special, but it's the last few moments of the special that tugged at my heartstrings, because like I said, Min's going to carry on the legacy of the Yellow Ranger, and she mentions that when she dies and comes back, she sort of has this flashback of Trini's past life and remembers all her memories, and then they start reminiscing of key focused Yellow Ranger episodes, like Trini being scared of heights and stuff like that, and Shell Shock, which was really nice as well. But before the credits roll, they play a clip from Mighty Morphin, and it's the scene where Kimberly is playing, I believe it's from a season 2 episode, where she's playing that song on the guitar. And I don't know if they got Amy Jo Johnson to re-record it, because the audio sounds really good, really good. It doesn't sound you don't have any of that 90s quality audio. I know that sounds weird, but I think they might have got Amy Jo Johnson to re-record that song. I'm speculating, because it sounded really good coming into my headphones, but it was a really nice moment to see as well, as they played that song just before closing it out and said, "In loving memory of Tweed Trang and Jason David Frank," which got me as well. That was I'm glad they closed it off with that song, because that really tugged at the heartstrings, and I feel that was a good way they ended it, because listening to the lyrics of that song and understanding them with what it's telling, and then you see the tribute at the end, really powerful and really emotionally moving when you see the remembrance of Twee and Jason David Frank. Like I said, that pulled at my heartstrings, and that got me, but that was a nice little tribute. Which, speaking of music, I know I'm 15 minutes into this review and I didn't bring it up, but Ron Wasserman coming back to do the music, fan-freaking-tastic. Like, whatever he cooked up for this special, I really got a kick out of, because you got to hear your favorite, like, old-school Power Ranger tracks remixed and reduxed and recreated. It was really cool. Like, that fight scene in the juice bar where it had that heavy Power Rangers rock, and then when Zack started doing the hip-hop keto, it sort of went into that, like, techno, hip-hoppy music. That was really cool. But, like I said, Ron killed it with the music, with this special. Like, he did a fantastic job, and I'm glad they were able to bring him back for it, because what he did for the special was freaking amazing. But that was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. I love this special. I definitely got a kick out of it. I loved it. I'm definitely going to watch it again tonight. I'm definitely going to watch it again on the weekend, because I really got a kick out of this. Because if you're a fan of Power Rangers, or you grew up watching Mighty Morphin, you're definitely going to love this, with all the callbacks and the Easter eggs and stuff like that, because it is celebrating 30 years of the Power Rangers franchise, which is something I feel like they did really well. Like, even having like the little Bulk and Skull sandwich cameo was pretty good. Like, that got a kick out of me. But anyway, guys, what did you think of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always? Love it, hate it, or you just didn't care? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, bye.